I've got to open up the MJ Morning Show customer service department early this morning because I got an email from Brandon. And this is a great story. This is going to give me the opportunity just to, well, tell a little story. So Brandon writes me and says, "Hi, MJ. I was wondering if you could help me." When I see something like that, immediately I say to myself, I have the opportunity to help an MJ Morning Show listener? Absolutely. So you've got my attention. "Hi, MJ. I'm wondering if you could help me. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I wake my girls, ages 5 and 9, up and take them to school. I wake them up singing the Little Radio Genius Climb Into Your Head song. The song is then stuck in all of our heads all morning long. My girls want to hear the original song. Is there a place that I can find it somewhere online?" Signed, Brandon.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I probably should make sure that Brandon's listening right now before I go through this whole exercise. Hang on, let me
Give him a call.
727-460.
I mean, if he wakes his girls up on Tuesdays and Thursdays, today's Tuesday.
That's why I waited until Tuesday. Hey, Andrew, pick up Hot 1 and see if Brandon picks up and tell him I'd like to speak to him live. Hopefully, Brandon's listening to the show right now.
This has to be about the time you get kids up for school, I would imagine, right?
Well,
my kids are up.
I sent him a note back, and I said, "Brandon, I will deal with this at 7 a.m. on Tuesday morning." And he wrote me back. He said, "Oh, great." Up, and there he is. He's on hold. Brandon, welcome to the MJ Morning Show customer service department. At this point, how happy are you at the response? If you were in a one-word survey, if you were asked to hire the last customer service agent that you spoke to, would you for your company, yes or no?
MJ, I would give you a 10, 100%.
Thank you, Brandon.
And I knew I'd get a response back too, which was, exciting for us.
Excellent. So are you listening right now?
Yeah, we were listening on the podcast. So.
Oh, awesome. Well, you have the Little Radio Genius song stuck in your head. So when you wake your girls up, they're 5 and 9. When you wake them up, you sing a Little Radio Genius climbed in you, whatever it is. You sing that to them?
Yes. So I always come in and say, "Time to get up, get out of bed," and then all of a sudden it just.
Oh,
the first line is time to get up.
Time to get up, get out of bed. Yep. Little Radio Genius.
Climbed into your head.
Yeah, I don't even know my own jingle.
Totally.
Yeah. Unpredictable start to your day. Anyway, Brandon, do you know the whole history on what you're asking?
I actually do. So I've been listening to you guys for about 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So I'm pretty familiar with the...
Wow. So you were probably around when we got the famous jingle singer to do us probably $100,000 jingle song for free. Do you remember that whole thing developing on the air when we were over on the other station?
I do. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And I tell you what.
I remember the first time you played it. Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome. And how old are you now, Brandon?
I'm 42.
Oh, wow. And then you got a 5 and a 9-year-old. All right. Yep. So, Brandon, I'm going to cut you loose. I'm going to play the song for you. I'm not going to talk on it. I'm going to let you be able to take it and rip it off the podcast and, use it how you want and make it a ringtone or, save the MP3 file on your phone, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to put this clean on the air for you and your girls to enjoy, okay?
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
All right, buddy. Hey, Brandon, thanks for the decades of listening to the MJ Morning Show. I highly appreciate it.
No, my pleasure. Take care, guys.
All right, so this is what Brandon's talking about. It's the MJ Morning Show song done by famous jingle singer and writer Peter Cofield. There's a whole backstory here. And I'm going to play the MJ song first, and then I just want to just spend a minute or so and just give you the backstory. Unfortunately, Peter Cofield died, I think it's been like 10 or...
He died in 2010.
2010. So it's been
age 61.
14 years ago this guy died. And the guy was just a a lyrical and musical genius, and I'll explain why in just a matter of seconds. So here you go, Brandon. This is the MJ song by famous jingle writer Peter Cofield.
Time to get up, get out of bed. Let a radio genius climb into your head. Get a totally unpredictable start to your day. Get your daily dose of MJ. Morning show, MJ, let's go. From 6 to 10 with his crazy gang comes the voice of insanity. A man you can hang with. He's a little demented, but baby in a beautiful way. Get your morning dose of MJ, MJ. Time to wake up and play with MJ, MJ. Start your heart with MJ. He takes a crazy world and spins it round and round. Everybody is getting down with the sound of MJ. Morning show, got promotions and commotion. Everything you wanna know, only MJ Morning Show. MJ, time to get the party started, getting ready, let's go to the MJ Morning Show. Go.
There you go. So that's the MJ Morning Show jingle song. It's about a minute long, and if we had to pay for that, I'm sure that would be in excess of $100,000. And the quick backstory is Peter Cofield, one of the most prolific jingle writers of all time. The reason how we connected, or the reason why and how we connected with Peter Cofield was back in, I think it was 2006. It was the DirecTV campaign, Somebody Up There Loves You, DirecTV. And they were running these commercials on TV and radio, and the jingle was just pervasive. I just loved that. It's kind of like the current Hard Rock commercial, which Chloe can't stop singing that. You know the Hard Rock commercial?
Legal in Florida?
Legal in Florida.
I love that commercial.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's brilliant. I, in fact, actually reached out to the director of that commercial to find out who wrote that jingle. It turned out that he and his team wrote the jingle. That's a whole other story. So now I'm in communication with the director who did, and the guy's well known as well. He's done music videos. The guy's,
That's cool.
Yeah, really interesting story. That's a whole different story. On the Hard Rock campaign, which is really a brilliant. You talk about an earbug, getting a jingle in your head. The latest Hard Rock campaign for Legal in Florida for sports betting, I mean, totally fulfills, the earbug. They absolutely nailed it. So back over to DirecTV, 2006. We're doing the MJ Morning Show on the other station, and I'm like, Fester, this DirecTV commercial, I can't get it out of my head. We need to find out who wrote this jingle.
Somebody up there loves you. You are programmed for greatness. You get so many games. Happy husbands and children, a happier wife. Over 200 channels. What a wonderful life. Oh, somebody up there loves you. Somebody knows what you want to see. Someone who knows how to give you the best on TV. Somebody up there loves you. DirecTV.
All right, so that's the DirecTV jingle. And if you notice, that's the same voice as the MJ guy.
Time to get up, get out.
So Peter Cofield, he wrote jingles and sang some of them, but for the most part, he wrote them and others sang them. But the DirecTV jingle, he sang. So I love that jingle. Somebody up there loves you. I couldn't get it out of my head. So Fester tracks down the agency that did all the DirecTV advertising.
Right.
Then you were told that it was Peter Cofield, a company called Tuesday Productions in Manhattan.
Well, at first it confused the hell out of him because nobody's ever called and asked, hey, who sings your commercials? And I eventually got a hold of Peter's company and then left him a message.
Right.
And he calls me super skeptical,
right?
Because all of his jingles, he's never been hunted down.
Hey, who wrote this jingle? And then you told him the story that you worked for this crazy maniac named MJ, and he's obsessed with your DirecTV jingle. He won't stop singing it. He's given me an assignment to find out whoever wrote the And it turns out not only did he write it, we didn't know it at the point that he was also the singer on.
All the good gadgets, go ahead and
We also didn't know at that point that he's also the singer of this.
your own time, baby. Somebody up there loves you. Somebody's got their eye on the ball. Someone who keeps you excited, most definitely. Somebody up there loves you. DirecTV.
How long is that whole? It's like a whole song.
Yeah, that's the minute version.
Okay.
Yeah, so and I've had that in my archives. I've saved that, obviously, when this story comes up. So Fester tracks him down, and we had him on the air, and I'm like, just heaping praise on him. Dude, what an amazing jingle. And then he lays on us, hey, I've written some other jingles. I'm like, okay, what other jingles have you written?
Yeah.
And it turns out he wrote this.
Irrepressibly lovable, unsurpassably quotable, and intimately soulful. You got the right one, baby.
He wrote the Pepsi, you got the right one, baby, jingle. Then, for a competing Diet Cola, guess what? He also wrote this.
Just for the fun of it, just for the heck of it, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the love of it, just for the thrill of it, the real cola taste of it, Diet Coke.
He wrote just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. And then,
Legendary jingles.
right, and guess what? One of the jingles that is recognized as one of the greatest earbug, most memorable product jingles of all time, he wrote this.
Say goodbye a little longer, make it last a little longer. You don't grip long-lasting freshness with Big Red.
He wrote the famous Big Red commercial.
That's famous.
Yeah, and then he did the whole MJ song for us gratis, complimentary, no cost. Can you imagine with Diet Coke and Pepsi and Big Red and he did Gillette, so he might have the best the man can get. I think he might have done that one. I don't even have the whole list of everything that he created over the years. But the guy was a genius. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2010 at the ridiculously young age of, what'd you say, 60? 61. And I'm indebted to the guy.
So
and we still use his MJ song all the time. It's made an impact. Brandon is now 42. Listen to us when he was in his early 20s and remembers when we first played that and sings it to his little daughters, 5 and 9, to wake them up. I mean, it's awesome. What a story.
Yeah, I remember Peter Cofield telling me, he's like, nobody's ever called me. And he kind of, we kind of got a little nerdy about it because we're into audio and stuff like that and appreciation for what he does. And he was more than, I called him after the show and he says, send me all the information you can on your morning show.
Exactly.
So I had to write essentially an 11th grade essay.
Like a little treatment on the show. Yeah.
I described all the people, sent them a whole package in the mail, and 2 weeks later, this shows up in our email box.
And then we had him back on the air for the big reveal, and it was just awesome. So that's the story behind that MJ Morning Show jingle song.